Hello everyone and welcome to Stampin' Scrapper. This is my Facebook Live. I'm Joyce Whitman and I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. How is everyone doing today? What a beautiful Monday in Ohio. I can't remember where I live. We had a great day. We had the daycare kids outside. They should sleep good for their mamas tonight. Got them nice and tired. But, oh, it's gorgeous. So you're probably going to hear some lawnmowers outside. Oh, my neighbors decided it was a great time to cut the grass right now. So I think there's about 3 or 4 out there that are cutting grass. So you might hear that. So I apologize if you get that background noise. A couple of things before we get started that I wanted to go over with you. If you could share this, I would really appreciate that. That would help me a lot. Also, remember our retirement list is out now. And get those products while they're available, because once they're gone, they're gone. One thing I do want to explain to you on the retirement list, you're going to see it looks like all of the stamps are retiring. They're not. Some of them are going to go over to cling. Right now, they're the clear mount, and they're going to go over to cling. The only thing that will still be available on wood mount will be the big background stamps. Otherwise, everything else will be going on to clean. So that's why you're seeing that. There is a current updated list on my blog if you want to go check that out. Okay, and also I wanted to tell you about this. This is a limited time only called Everything is Rosy Product Medley. You might think of what is a product medley? Well, let me tell you. There's no, like our paper pumpkin, how it has, okay, you can do these projects with it. There's no design projects. You get the products and then you get to design what you want. But oh my goodness, the products in here, beautiful. Oh, they are so pretty. And they are rose gold. There is rose gold, yay, yay. In here, you're going to get, in here, the stamp set that has 18 stamps in it. The rose, everything is rosy dies, 10 dies. How awesome is that? A 6x6 designer series pack of 48 sheets. Wow. This is your designer series paper right here. Then you're also going to get 8 sheets of 6x6 in the rose gold foil. Oh my gosh, you can see a little bit right here of it. And then you're going to get the printed die sheets, and those are over here. You get 2 of those. You get the right here, the gold die cuts, 4 sheets of those. Rose gold adhesive backed mirror embellishments. That's those little circles right here. I wonder if I can put this up. Oh, I've got to kind of bend my paper here so you can see it better. There we go. Okay. And then you're going to get Melon Mambo ribbon, the Night of Navy ribbon that is edged in the rose gold. How pretty. That's just like our white that we have with silver and the cream that has the gold. And we had, oh my gosh, Berry Burst that was in silver. Here, I'll show you what these 2 are. I have them right here, actually. As I drop one. Okay. Oh, here we go. Why does that always happen when you're doing Facebook Live? Okay, here's the cream that we have that has the gold and the white with the silver. Well, you're going to get the Night of Navy with the rose gold. Oh, I'm so excited. And you also get rose gold shimmer paint. Hello. Hi, Carol. So glad you could join us tonight. Join me tonight and everyone else. This is a beautiful set. And I'm going to tell you, it's a limited time only. It is only from May 1st to the 31st. Do I think this is going to sell out fast? Yes, I do. I really do. Don't know how fast, but I think it's going to sell out fast. Now, to get everything, excuse me, in here, it is $80. Is that a lot? Yeah, it is. But when you sit there and go through how much your dies, your stamp set, your paper, your shimmer paint, 2 ribbons, your embellishments, it is well over $80 of value that you're going to get for $80. But guess what? I'm going to do something special. anyone that orders this through me will get an online, if you're doing it, if you order it online, you're going to get an online PDF. If you order it through me, and I am having a class in Beaver Creek, Ohio. I am having a class in my stamping studio, and it is going to be on May 10th, which is a Friday night at 6:30, and the class is free. It is free for anyone that wants to do it. However, to do that class, you have to get your money to me by April 30th. So on May 1st, I can get those ordered so that I know we have them for our class. So if you want to do this, please join me. Check out my blog today, stampinscrapper.com, and it will tell you everything about my classes, my class and my online class that I'm going to do for this project medley. I am so excited. I can't wait to get it to play with. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining. So that is one thing that was coming up. Then let's see. Remember to share, please. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started with, before I do that, in April's Paper Pumpkin, this is the Paper Pumpkin box. Isn't it cute? Next month, it's going to, I forgot to grab that. It's in here, I believe. No, I'm not sure where I put it. Shelly is doing a special one next month. It's going to come in a pretty flowered box. It's going to have distinctive stamps in it, I believe. And we're using the stamp set out of the April Paper Pumpkin on our project tonight. So the April Paper Pumpkin were these cards. How pretty are those? Look at that beautiful rose, and it has a acetate box for all your cards. Now, I did this one and this one the way they said to do it. So I'll show you what those two look like. Here's this one, but I changed my color. See, this is how it said to do it with the gray granite. I changed mine, and this actually gave me the idea for the card we're going to do tonight. And then, let's see, I did those. And then on this one, I did this one right here. But I did not put on the baker's twine. I just left it blank, like that one. But on the other three, I did a little something different. So my first one was kind of like that. I was playing with them. So I did this one, but I added some Calypso. Hi, Deanna. Thank you for joining. I added some Calypso coral ribbon to it. Isn't that pretty? And then my other one I was playing again, and I got out Poppy Parade and Call Me Clover, and then I added a strip of Call Me Clover paper. And then I just instead of using the embellishments that they gave with the kit, I just put rhinestones on that one. And then my last one, I did it a little different. I turned it. So how they had theirs going upside, I turned mine, put a little banner behind it, did the happy birthday. So you can do so many things with these. You don't have to follow it exactly along the line unless you wanted to. If you want to, go for it. Absolutely. But to do all those, about 30 minutes is all it took. So how did that get me to my card today? Well, this is a stamp set. Try to get the list. Okay, this is a stamp set that came with it. So we got the rose, the leaf, best wishes, thinking of you, happy Mother's Day for you, thank you, congratulations, and happy birthday. Well, I needed a card for my mom for her birthday. Hi, Linda. So, and her favorite color of roses is yellow. So I used the yellow one on the other card. So how can I get that into this one? Well, I knew I wanted to use the yellow rose, so here's the yellow rose cut out. Colored, cut out, ready to go. What am I going to do with it? I wanted something different. It's my mom's card. She turned 86, and God love her. I told her, Mama, I made you your card, but you're not getting it. She's like, what? I'm like, you can't have it. I'm sorry. Her birthday was on Saturday. I said, I need it for my Facebook Live. I'll send it out in the mail on Tuesday. It just extends your birthday a little bit. And she started laughing. She goes, you're right. So my mama's getting her card a little late this year, but it's okay. So anyways, this is that rose. And here it is. Here's the stamp of it in the yellow. Well, then I got online and I was looking and I wanted a different type of card. What kind of card could I find? I found a lady that had made a sliding pop-up card. Well, what's that? So it's flat. It will fit into our regular envelopes. Well, what do you mean sliding pop-up? Watch this, it's so cool. Look at, you slide this up, you push this down, and there's your card. That's your card. It's gonna sit, see if you set it up, it looked like this, but I wanted to show it to you. That's how it sits, look. Isn't that cool? I was so excited, I was like, oh, I gotta make that. So this is what I'm gonna show you how to make today. It is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It looks difficult, but trust me, it is not. So let's get started on how to make our sliding pop-up card using our paper pumpkin stamp set. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we need our paper. And now on this one, I don't know how to set this up so you guys can still see it maybe? I need to put something under it, don't I? Let's see, maybe, because I'm not using glue dots. Will that work? Oh, that's too low, too high. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something to put under it so that it will stand up here. I guess I should have thought that through. Oh, there we go. Let's move it down a little bit. That didn't work either, did it? There we go, so you can kind of see it. Okay, so what you're gonna use is, I use the Gorgeous Great paper, and thank you, Debbie. You're going to, this is going to be 4 1/4 by 10 inches. So you can get 2 of these out of one of the, one sheet of cardstock. And I believe, oh, I don't have, I'm going to grab my, I have my pretty paper, floral paper up, but it doesn't have the measurements. Yes, it is. Okay, so what I was checking is, because we're going to cut 1 inch off of this, you could get, you need just a scrap. This is 1 inch, probably about 2.5 inches from the Circle Tab Punch, and that is this one right here. And that is going to get, I'm trying to get it so you can't, so it's not better. That is going to be carried over into the next catalog. Yay! I love my punches. I used Pear Pizzazz, and I'm using the Leaf Punch, and that it's 2 is going to be in our new annual catalog. And then, oh, I'm going to miss this paper. I used our Gingham Designer Series paper, Gingham Gala. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining. Gingham Gala paper. Isn't that pretty? And that is cut at, the big piece here is cut at 1 7/8 by 4 1/8. Our little piece is 3/8 by 4 1/8. And what I did for that was I put it right here, and I put it here. And then you're going to have your Whisper White. It's going to be 3 by 5, and then you're going to need a scrap because you're going to do a second rose here. So let's get started first with, let's do our coloring, because that is going to take the most time. I'm not going to color the whole thing. I'm just going to show you a little bit on how I colored. Now, does that something like that? Oh, it does. Okay, so what I'm going to work on is this flower right here. I wanted to do one that had the no line. I didn't want to see the lining, the outline of the image. I didn't want to see that. So what I did was I used So Saffron, and I can use this. What I did was drop it. First, you got to drop the stamp and go, then you can put some ink on it. Okay, so we ink it up, and I'm going to stamp it off because I want it real light. So I stamped it off. And then I probably went down, whoops, I want to say a little further than half down. I just kind of guessed. Let's put it right there. Okay, now you're going to see how light that is? But that's what we want, because we want it real light, because I did not want the lines on the outside. I wanted to make those lines myself. So let me clean off my stamp. Now, I will tell you, because it is so light, I left my stamp like this so I could see it. And I had stamped another one like I kind of kept it here too, so I could kind of see where the lines were going to go, just so I kind of knew, because it is very light. I am using the blends markers. I'm using the dark Daffodil Delight and the light Daffodil Delight. And so we want to make sure this is really dry before we start. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for joining. My poor card keeps falling on me. I don't have a really, will that work? It's not going to work really good either, is it? There we go. I kind of just stuck it under something. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so we can take this, and like I said, I'm just going to put this off to the side so I can see it. All righty, so I'm going to take, now when I'm doing mine, I work from dark to light. So I like to start in the center. And you can see the center here is pretty dark. So I just kind of, see if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Okay, so what I did was, okay, I'm going to have to put this down and I'll bring it back up. I just kind of went out in the center like this to start with. That's all I did. I wanted the dark, so that's all I did. Now, if you look at this petal right here, I'm going to work on this petal right here. You can see that Stampin' Up! Already put some shading in there for us. So I'm going to take this, and I am lightly, real light, putting that on. Then I'm going to take my light, and you want to do this at pretty close to the same time, because you don't really want that to dry out, because you want to be able to blend it. Can you see how, I don't think you can see how I'm blending. I'm going to try to do this on my hand so you can see how I'm blending. It's kind of a little bit hard doing it on my hand, but we'll make it work. Okay, so then I also went around my edges. I just went around the edges of the dark that I did like this, because I wanted to get them blended. I didn't want them real distinct. Now I will tell you, this will dry lighter than, see, look how dark that looks. It won't be that dark when it dries. It will dry a little bit lighter. I'm going to do another one because I want to show you what else I did. I'm going to do a little bit here, a little bit on that one. I'm just doing some shading. So again, I kind of did it like this, so I kind of knew. I drew it out. See, went around it, so I kind of knew where they were. And then I blended in, and I'm just taking, I'm really coloring right over the dark, and I'm just making sure that it's colored, blended in, so you don't have any like distinct lines. You want it all to blend in. Now, you will see on some of these, I left a little bit of white. I did that on this one. See how I left some white? So you did. But how did I get those lines to go like that to keep going? So what I did was, see, like, look at the difference. It doesn't look the same, does it, at all? Well, I'm going to show you a little trick that I did, because I wanted those distinct petals, but I didn't want to put a lot of color on it. So I took my other end. I took the brush end. It has the wider line here of the light Daffodil Delight. And I literally just traced it. I just kept going, and I'm barely touching it. Let me see if I can do this on my hand. See, I am barely touching the paper, but I just made the shape of the petal so I could keep my petal. And I kept doing this as I was working, because like I said, I wanted to get those distinct petal marks. And that's all. See, and look how how it's coming out. And like I said, I just went really light. So I did that over my whole flower. Now, I am a person that loves to color. So this was a lot of fun for me. But that's how I did it. Now, I've got one already done, because I don't want you to sit here and watch me color the whole thing in. So I did one. This is for the card. That's going to be for this part here. And then I have already gone ahead and colored and cut out. It's fussy cut with my scissors. This one for on here. Now, when you fussy cut, do you sometimes get that white edge and it looks so weird? I'm going to show you a little trick. I take my lightest color that I'm using, and you're going to use the paintbrush part again. You want the part, and you're literally just going to go like this on your edges. It's going to give your flower some dimension. Oh, it fell again. See, it gives it a little bit of dimension, but you're not going to see that white because you've covered it up, which is really nice. So that's a little trick for you when you're coloring. Okay, so that's how I did those flowers. Now, I did stamp this flower one more time. I used the So Saffron again, and I just stamped it on here. But looking at it, I probably should have used the Daffodil Delight. But Mama won't care. She'll just love her card because I made it. Hello. So, but I would probably use Daffodil Delight on this. I probably will because, you know, my OCD-ness, it doesn't really match. So, no, we can't do that. We need to put Daffodil Delight on that one. I'll make another card with a darker color. So, that's what I did with that one. Now, for my green, again, I used my leaves from the Paper Pumpkin kit. Here's our Paper Pumpkin. Totally covering up my name by sticking this there so you can see it, but that's all right. We'll make it work, won't we? Remember, if you could share this, I would really appreciate it. So I just used the Pear Pizzazz. I didn't stamp off. I don't think I stamped off. Now that I say that, I'm sitting here going, maybe I did. Let me see. I don't. Yes, I did. I stamped off. Whoops, I need it back. So we're going to stamp off. And I'm going to put one up here. Yes, I did. Stamp off. Now remember, when you're doing things, you want to make sure that you're doing it in odd. So I have one flower. So I'm going to put 3 leaves on here. I didn't want to. Okay, so what I'm doing is, because I really didn't, oh, it went on there a little bit. That's okay. Now, it's a photopolymer. You can see what I did? I did a little boo-boo. You can see it right there. But it's a photopolymer, so you can line it back up. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that leaf. There we go. I did it real light, so it's just lightly over that. Can you see that right there? It's so light you can barely see it on the camera, can't you? There you go. So it's just lightly over the flower. Not a problem. Okay, I need to clean this off. Again, using my handy dandy chamois to clean my stamps. And if you're like me, you can't stand looking at it because it's dirty, get one of our standard cases, put a piece of DSP so you can slip that bugger right in there. And voila, you got a pretty case and no one sees your ugly chamois. Okay, now this is going to be my top. So I am now going to put, what I want to do is first put my purple tab on, because then I know exactly where I need to put my sentiment. Because if I put my sentiment too high, then it's going to look weird with the tab here. So for me, it was easier. And what I did with this, I used the liquid glue because I wanted to be able to move it a little bit if I needed to. So I'm just putting a little bit of liquid glue on it. Okay, now this is where my OCD-ness is coming in again. Okay, so let me see here. Let me move it up so you can see. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, I know it's 4 on each side. I'm pretty sure it's 4 on each side. So we're going to put this on here. Yep, it's 4 on each side. And you're going to line this up because my OCD-ness has to have it in the center. And there we go. Oh, my doorbell's ringing. Sorry if you can hear that. Not sure if you can, but alrighty. So now I'm using Highland Heather. I didn't want to go quite as dark as the paper I had here. I had the Highland Heather in here, so I'm going to go ahead with that one. And again, this stamp is from our Paper Pumpkin kit. And, whoops. Stamp right there. Voila, we're done. How easy peasy lemon squeezy was that? Okay, now, so we're all done stamping. We don't have to do any more stamping. So we can get this out of the way. These over here. Okay, so now let's do I'm going to go ahead and get as much done before I do my scoring. I want to get my flower and my leaf on my piece of paper. See, we're going to work, I can stand it up now because we're going to work on this part right here. I wanted something here that I could put on there. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a flower on here, but I want to put this on, and I kept playing with it. I'm not sure which way. Well, that looks good. I want to put it on here before I adhere to this to the purple base because I want to trim it. So I just kind of eyeballed where I wanted it. That looks good. Okay, and I'm going to have my leaf right there. So what I do is I come out and I put my finger at the end so I know, and I pull it out. And then I know that's where I need to take. So I put my leaf here, and I'm not pressing down because I'm not sure if that's exactly where I want it. Believe it or not, that's where I want it. Yay! I think so. Oh, nope, I want to go in a little bit more. So we're going to move it in a little bit. And I'm not putting it way down because I don't, yeah, I like that. Okay, so now this is when you're going to take your scissors and you're going to trim the edges because we don't want those on there. Okay, so we get rid of those little pieces. Voila, we're done. So now let's get going on our scoring and cutting of our base. Now remember again that this is 4 1/4 by 10. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to score this. Now this time I'm going to score this on my trimmer. And the reason is because we also have to cut this slit right here. So I'm going to do it at the same time as I am scoring. So usually I would get my score pad out, but today I'm going to do it on here. So I need to score at a 1/2 inch. Now, 1/2 inch is right here. Let's see if you guys can see this. Now this is trimmer. I will let you know this trimmer is being discontinued because there's been some quality control issues with it. So if you have it, the blades are out right now, but they will be getting more in. Just keep looking, going on online and looking, and when the blades are in, and then you can order more. But I'm going to do the 1/2 inch mark right here. So, whoops. For me, it is easier. Whoops, no, that's a 1/4. Here's a 1/2 inch. I score this way, and then I flip my card because it's easier to do it on that side. So we do it at a 1/2 inch, then we do it at 2 1/2. We do it at 3, 5. Now, when we score the 5 inch line, you are also going to cut that 5 inch line, and you're going to cut it at from a 1/2 inch to 3 3/4. So that's going to give you a 1/2 inch on each side. Now, I will on this, because of the lights, I'm going to have to turn this a little bit so that I can see my measurements here. So I can do this right. I've got my 5 inch. All right, I need my 1/2 inch. It's hard to see because of the lights. Okay, there's a 1/2 inch right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to 3. This is cut too small. I'm sorry, I'm just looking. I think this is cut at 4 1/8 and not 4 1/2. It is. Let me go get another piece of paper. I cut that wrong. Hold on a minute. Let me grab another sheet. I'm sorry, ladies. Okay, let's start this cutting part over again. So you need a 4 1/4. That was a 4 1/8, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. 4 1/4. I was working on 2 projects, and I must have grabbed the wrong one. By 10. So we want to cut 1 inch off. Okay, we'll do that. Put this one off to the side because that's the wrong size. Okay, we're going to score a 1/2 inch. Okay, then we're going to flip it, and we're just going to score at 2 1/2, 3, 5. There we go. Now that's going to make sense. Okay, now I'm going to turn it just so that I can see. I want to score at the 1/2 inch. Make sure that's still lined up at the 5. Okay, there's the 1/2 inch. There, that looks much better. Okay, so I'm going to go 1/2 inch down. This is hard to do sideways. Down to 3 3/4. There we go. Okay, so I got my line cut too, so push that up. And you'll notice mine, if you're looking at your trimmer, if you have this, your score is probably up at the top and your cutter is probably down at the bottom. I flipped mine. I know I'm weird. So we scored it at 5. Let's do it then at 7. We're just scoring now. That's the only time we cut on it. 7, 7.5, and 9.5. Hi, Sylvie. Hi, Rachel. The stamp set that I'm using is from the Paper Pumpkin from this month. Okay, and then we're going to score it at 9.5. All right, so we're done scoring. So you're going to take your phone folder, and Rachel had a question about the stamp set. This is the stamp set, Rachel. It is from the April's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at my comments. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for joining me. Sherry, thank you for answering. Okay, now we're going to score. Remember, when you score your mountain, you have a valley, and you have a mountain. Your mountain wants to go in the inside. So we're going to score this on all of our lines. And when you're doing projects, even cards, but especially anything that's like has a box or that's a 3D project, you want to use a bone folder because you really want those crisp lines. Now, I want to show you something that I also do. When I'm folding to make sure my lines are perfectly straight, I make sure my edges are perfectly lined up, because that way then you know all your lines will be straight when you go to put it together. Okay. And one more. So what we're going to do is, this is what your box is going to look like. So this is going to be your box, and your card's going to come out from right here. So this is the part we're making right now. We've got this all scored and cut. Now we're just going to put this together with this in it. Now, one thing I did though is I went ahead and I put on my 2 pieces before I put it together because it was easier to adhere them. What I'm getting out is my silicone craft sheet. And see, this piece is a little skinny, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't get tape on my grid paper. Okay, so this is going to be my front, so this is going to go right here. So I didn't want to make sure that I wouldn't get tape on my grid paper, so I'm using this because, look, if you get tape on it, it rubs right off. Easy. And you know what this is also really good for? A hot glue gun. Anytime I use a hot glue gun, that's what I use. I just put it on there. When you're all done, you just have to rub it and it comes right off once it's dry. And these are easy to clean off with a baby wipe. If they get really bad, Dawn dish soap. Okay, so now we're going to do some, you need to put on these 2 flaps here, these 2 1/2-inch flaps, we need to put a really strong adhesive because they're going to be, if you're like me, I've been playing with this, but you're going to constantly be going like this, or people are going to look at it and want to do that. So you're going to want to have a real strong adhesive on here. So I recommend the tear and tape. Now, do you remember my trick? Stick your hand through it, put your tape down, and I just kind of put it in the center. And then you take an old gift card. This is an old Amazon gift card. And I just go like this, and it presses it down, and watch. Voila, you have a straight edge. God, I love my straight edges. I'm going to be honest. I had a real hard time with this tear and tape because I was getting, my edges weren't straight, and it was just bugging me. I don't know if anyone else is like me, but I want my edges straight. Okay. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you for joining me. Sylvia is another friend like Sherry that I have met through Stampin' Up. It has been wonderful. Okay, so I'm only going to take one off at a time. Now, this is going to be my front. So I'm going to go ahead and stick my card in there. Now you want to make sure it's on the front, right? So what I do is, okay, this is our front here. So our box is going to go like, hold on here. Our box is going to go like this. This is going to be down. It's going to look like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm opening it back up. I've already put this in where I want it. Then I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to bring this through, because this is going to, oops, I'm hooked on something. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to stick it to this, and you want it in the center. I'll make sure I get this up high enough so you can see it. And I'm just centering it is all I'm doing. You want it to go straight up and down. I'm not putting it down real tight until I make sure that's where I want it. That looks good. Now press it down. Now, because this is going to be like a box, take off your other one. And guess what? You can just fold it like this, and it's going to fold right in half. So you're going to bring these two edges together, line them up. Don't push real hard in case you have to adjust. Now, tear and tape sticks very well, but you can adjust if you need to. You just, that's why I only lightly touch them together till I make sure that's exactly where I want it. It is. Press it down. So see, it's flat. And that's how you're going to get it in your envelope, because it's going to be flat in your envelope. So now, voila, you push it down, and you have your card. How cute is that? And there, whoops, there's your card. And so when you go to mail it, you just lift this part up here, make it flat. You're going to stick it in your envelope. Look at this, how easy peasy lemon squeezy. I put my tab up too high. Ah! I did. I put my tab up too high, guys. I'm going to have to cut the top off my tab. This one I will, because I put it up too high. Darn it. Okay, but we can fix that. You're just going to trim a little off your top because it's already glued together. It will not matter. Now, for me, because I am going to want that straight, I'll show you what I'll do. I will put this on the trimmer, and I will line this up so it's perfectly straight. I just need a smidgen off. So I'm going to take this and cut it off. There we go. And there, it will fit right in my envelope. And away it will go off to my mom with a new flower and Dunham Daffodil Delight. So there we go. And there is the card. How cool is this? This is called, hi Faith, I'm glad you joined us. This is called a pop-up, sliding pop-up card. Isn't that cool? I was so excited when I saw something different. I like to do different things. But this is one. I have two of them now. One for my mama, one to display. And there you go. Now, please share this. I would love it if you could share this for me. That would be awesome. And I wanted to go over again. Remember that Everything Rosie, if you go to my blog today, stampinscrapper.com, you will see all of the information about how I'm doing my class for this online or in person. And also remember, on our retirement list, they have gone in and updated it. It will say changing over to cling, or that it is being discontinued. So don't be afraid. Not all of the stamps are being discontinued. Just some of them are, but it looks like they were all being discontinued, and they are not. They're just all of our stamp sets in the new 2019-2020 annual catalog will be cling stamps. And you know, it's funny, I have to tell you a little story here. This weekend I was working with another stamp set, and it wasn't the cling, it was the clear. And I go to use it, and my stamp came right off my thing, and I'm like, oh, I'll be so excited when they're all cling and our stamps stay on our blocks. Very nice. So there you go. Here's my project. And thank you again for stopping by today. I hope you have a great day. Love you all. There you go. Bye-bye.